Good morning, class. Today we're going to do page 273 of our math lesson. Section number 1 is follow the signs, adding and subtracting, and you have some multiplication. Please work on that carefully. We're going to go to section 2, solve the story problem. Noah and his brothers Daniel and Matthew own 147 books. 42 of the books belong to Noah, and 38 of the books belong to Daniel. How many books does Matthew own? First, we have to see how much does Noah and Daniel own together. So they say that Noah has 42, Daniel has 38. So what you have to do is you have to add 42 plus 38 to find out how many of the books Noah and Daniel own. So 8 plus 2 is 10, carry the 1. 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 3 is 8. So there's 80 books between Daniel and Noah. Now it says that Matthew has 147 minus the amount we just got, which is 80, to find out. Let's see. So 7 minus 0 is 7. 4 cannot take from 8. So 14 minus 8 is 6. So how many books does Matthew own? Matthew owns, from the 147, he owns 67 books. That is our answer for letter A. Letter B says, how much would 3 yards of lumber cost if each foot costs $3.75? So when we have equations, measurements, we have to do our equation, which is 3 yards equals how many feet? Whatever we have at the end, remember we bring down. We box our different one, and we do 3 steps. Step number 2 is our special number that we're going to find out. So we ask ourselves, yard and foot, we're going larger to smaller because yard is bigger than foot. So when we go larger to smaller, we multiply. Then we ask ourselves, how many feet are in a yard? Our special number is 3. Now we're going to multiply 3 times 3. And 3 times 3 is 9. So 3 yards equals 9 feet. So now that we found out that 3 yards of lumber is 9 feet, each feet they said cost $3.75. So $3.75 times 9, now we have to multiply. 9 times 5, 45. 9 times 7, 63, plus 4, 67. 9 times 3, 27, plus 6 is 33. So the total amount that they had to pay was $33.75. And that is for letter B. Section 3 says write the products is multiplication. Work on that carefully on your own. Then section 4 is divide. And it says to write your remainder as a fraction. So 9,517 divided by 4. All right, 4 times what will be close to 9? My answer is 2. Because 2 times 4 is 8. 9 minus 8 is 1. Bring down the 5. 4 times what will be close to 15? My answer is 2. Because 2 times, I'm sorry, oops, not 2. 3. Haven't had my coffee this morning. 3 times 4 is 12. So 5 minus 2 is 3. Bring down the 1. 4 times what is close to 31? My answer is 7, because 7 times 4 is 28. 1 cannot take away from 8, so we have to borrow. This becomes an 11. 11 minus 8 is 3. Bring down the 7. 4 times what is close to 37? My answer is 9, because 9 times 4 is 36. 7 minus 6 is 1. They want a remainder to be a fraction, so remainder 1 over the number that we're dividing by, which is 4. So my answer is 2,379 and 1 over 4. Our next division, 5,976 divided by 9. 5 is smaller than 9, so we have to divide into two numbers. 9 times what would be close to 59? My answer is 6, because 6 times 9 is 54. 9 minus 4 is 5. Bring down the 7. And again, 9 times what is close to 57? My answer is 6 again, because 6 times 9 is 54. 7 minus 4 is 3. Bring down the 6. 9 times what is close to 36? My answer is 4, because 4 times 9 is 36. So we have no remainder, so we leave it just like that. Our answer is 664. Write the Roman numerals. We have 126, we have 555, and we have 1,234. So let's see, how do we write 100? Remember, 100 is C. How do we write 20? Remember that X represents 10, and another X will be 20. How do we write 6? V1. The next one, 555. Remember, D is 500. How do we write 55? L represents 50, and V represents 5. How do we write 1,234? Remember, M represents 1,000. C represents 100. Another 100 would make 200. How do we write 30? Remember, X represents 10. Another X would be 20. And another X would be 30. How do we write 4? Remember, 1 and a V. IV represents 4, because when there's a smaller number in front of a bigger number, we take away from the bigger number. So when we take away 1 from the 5, it would make 4. The next section says round to the nearest dollar. Let's see.
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
Let's see. $6.49. So when you have to round off, remember, you have to look at what's behind the decimal, which is the 4. 4 is smaller than 5, so that means that the number in front of the decimal stays the same, and anything behind the decimal becomes a 0, 0. So our answer is $6. The next one is $2.78. We look at the number behind the decimal, which is a 7, and that's greater than 5. So this becomes one more, which would be $3. The next one is $10.04. We look at what's behind the decimal, which is a 0, and it's smaller than 5. So this automatically stays the same, and this becomes 0, 0. So it's $10. Reduce to the lowest terms. You have 6 over 10. We think of a number that they both can be divided by, and that number is 2. So we're going to divide by 2 the top and the bottom number. 6 divided by 2, 3. 10 divided by 2, 5. My answer is 3 over 5. 10 over 15. we think of a number that they both can be divided by, and that common number is 5. 10 divided by 5, 2. 15 divided by 5, 3. My answer is 2 over 3. Then you have 5 over 10. We think of a number that they both can be divided by, and that common number is 5. 5 divided by 5, 1. 10 divided by 5, 2. My answer is 1 over 2. The next one is 8 over 16. We think of a number that they both can divide by, and that number is 8. 8 divided by 8 is 1. 16 divided by 8 is 2. My answer is 1 over 2. Now we have an equation. 9 pounds plus 9 ounces equals how many ounces? Remember, anything that's in the back, the last thing always comes down. Plus ounce equals ounce. We look at our different equation. Is pound and ounce different? Yes, because ounce and ounce are the same. So we put a box over a different one, and we do 3 steps. And step number 2 is always to find our special number. Since these are both the same, we bring down the same number, 9. So we ask ourselves, what's greater? Is pound going to ounce greater, or is pound smaller than ounce? The answer is we're going larger to smaller, which is multiply. How many ounces are in a pound? 16. So we multiply 16 times 9. 6 times 9, 54. 9 plus 5 is 14. Our answer is 144 plus 9 equals 153. So we write it 2 times in the end. The next one is n minus 6 equals 9 times 3 minus 5. Our first step is n minus 6 equals 9 times 3, which is 27, minus 5. Our next step is n minus 6 equals 22, because 27 minus 5 is 22. Now our next step is n minus 6. Now we do the opposite of minus, which is plus 6 equals 22 plus 6. Now we're going to figure out what n is. 22 plus 6 is 28. So now that we figure out what n is, we put 28. Now we're going to write the same sentence over here, but without the n. 28 minus 6 equals 9 times 3 minus 5. Now, 28 minus 6 is 22. And 9 times 3 is 27 minus 5, 22. So it equals on both sides. That means that our answer is correct. Right? It's for the homework section. You don't have to do the homework section. Please work on this as best as you can. If you have any questions, you can contact me. Please try doing your work carefully. Add carefully, subtract carefully, multiply carefully. You guys know how to do this, okay? Please, as soon as you're done, attach a photo so that I can grade your math work. All right? Have a blessed day.